Meantime, radical leftist groups are accused of inciting these unruly riots and undermining the message of peaceful protesters. The Trump administration telling local leaders to treat these groups as domestic terror organizations.
The voices of peaceful protest are being hijacked by groups of outside radicals and agitators. We must have law and order on our streets and in our communities, and it is the responsibility of the local and state leadership.
And overnight, it appears Twitter suspended the militant anti-fascist group Antifa from the platform. Joining us now to weigh in on that is former Tucson police officer and co-founder of Blexit, Brandon Tatum. Good to see you this morning, sadly under these circumstances. Look, I mean, you have the peaceful protesters who are out there trying to get their message heard, and that is being drowned out by the images that we're seeing all across the country, this radical left movement. You have the agitators out there, and you have people just quite honestly who are trying to take advantage of a situation with all this looting and destruction that you see in these cities. What are your thoughts?
Well, let's start from the very top of this thing. This has never been about George Floyd. It's not about Black lives, and it's not about police brutality. This is literally America as a parent dealing with a kid that's throwing a fit. We've already tried to give you time out. We've already tried to talk to you, and now it's time to get a whooping. That's pretty much what it has come down to. Listen, if you look at the stats, they're very clear. In 2019, 9 African Americans were shot unarmed. Anybody with a brainstem knows that unarmed people are not, innocent. There could be reasons why. People have been killed in Chicago and all over the country by the tens in just one weekend. And nobody's, protesting or getting open arms about it. And that tells me, and that should tell everybody else, where people's true emotions are. They're just throwing a fit. They're vandalizing property, stealing things, and even the peaceful protest. What are you protesting about? The man was arrested. I believe that justice is on track to be served. I don't understand at this point what these individuals are doing.
Brandon, let's get to the Antifa part of this for a second. President Trump tweeting over the weekend, the United States of America will be designating Antifa as a terrorist organization. Now, there are some legal questions as to how this is all going to play out. That distinction is going to play out. But how would this distinction ultimately help law enforcement in the end?
Well, I think that Antifa should have been designated a very long time ago. I mean, Stevie Wonder can see that this is a domestic terrorist group. Black Lives Matter should be on that list as well. When you're marching down the street and causing death to police officers, you inciting people to murder police officers like they did in Dallas, Texas, they are domestic terrorist groups. By designating them as domestic terrorist groups, police don't have to waste their time trying to give them leeway to go and create terror in the communities. They can arrest them right away. They can do internal investigations on these organizations to end plots like we have seen taken forth or being brought forth in our country. This is clearly a strategic plot by many individuals, not just Antifa, not just Black Lives Matter, but there's other individuals that are a part of this plot to destroy property, to destroy our country. And we can see it, Americans who have, common sense and have been researching, we can see exactly what's coming.
Brandon Tatum, thank you for your insight this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And we're coming right back. Stay with us.